Hey guys, Broheen here from the Gamer Emporium channel for 91 Extreme RT's channel today with another Mage class video. So we're going to take a look at Stormcaller. This is the Mage's full-on AOE spec. Let's take a look. Fill up Stormcaller all the way, 61, 5 in Harbinger, obviously, Eldritch Knowledge, and then 10 in Dominator, which is 5 in Mental Fortitude and 5 in Acumen. So there's not really any macros for this. There is one macro in particular, which, let's see if I can find here. It's just Stormcaller AOE. It's the same in the previous build that you'll find on this channel or on any of my old channels. It's Show Eye of the Storm, Suppress Macrofailures, Cast at GTAE Hailstorm. Same thing for Eye of the Storm, same thing for Lightning Storm. I apologize, but Cast at GTAE takes a lot of effort to say without being tongue-tied. So that's the only macro placed on the bar here. For buffs that you want to use Tempest Armor, and you want to use Lightning Charge. Now you have the same things apply here, Conductive Medium and Electrified. So you need to manage those stacks while in combat, and it's actually very simple with the way I do this. So you have Static Flux, which is kind of like this spec's internalized charge, if you will. It's your charge consumer and takes stacks, or puts stacks on the electrified buff and gives you a 15% increase, sorry, a 10% increase for 15 seconds. Now I'm getting my numbers mixed up. So you have a few things. These two are not really used all too much, but they're there just in case for filler. Now Forked Lightning damages up to 8 enemies, gives you electrified. Lightning Arc is 1.5 second cast time with a 1 minute cooldown. It's like a chain lightning, damages up to 5 enemies and gives you a stack of electrified for each enemy hit by the chain. Two buffs that you need to make sure, or debuffs that you need to make sure you keep up at all times, is Storm Locust and Living Storm. Storm Locust, you'll have to actually re-debuff the enemy every 60 seconds. If you're doing this rotation properly, you'll never have to hardcast Living Storm a second time. What's new about this spec is you get Perfect Storm. Perfect Storm casts Eye of the Storm, Hailstorm, and Lightning Storm at the enemy's location. Doesn't trigger the cooldowns of them, and no, you can't have more than one instance of each going at the same time, unfortunately. But 2 minute cooldown seems like a lot, and I'll get to that in a moment, but this is new. It casts all 3 at once, and then you have your macro to do all 3 at once as well, so you could potentially do all 3 at once twice in a row. Imagine that DPS. It's insane. You have Lightning Field, which has changed now. It just consumes your stacks of electrified and increases the number of enemies hit by 2 for each stack consumed, and does some decent damage. It's air damage up to 2 enemies within 7 meters of the initial target, so they kind of changed that around a little bit, kind of goofy. Raging Storm is a single target ability, but being used with Tempest Armor turns it into an AOE ability, so it's actually really good in an AOE situation still, so that's why it's on the bar. Now, a couple things to know. You have utility. Cyclone is freaking awesome. Pulls all the enemies towards whatever location you have selected. It's freaking amazing. It's like a wet dream when it comes to raid pulls, and you have a fail tank in your group. Yeah, really easy. So, and it also interrupts them and removes a buff. It's kind of OP, but 2 minute cooldown again. So we keep coming back to this 2 minute cooldown. 2 minute cooldowns don't really mean anything in this spec, because every time you consume your 5 stacks of electrified with Lightning Field, it actually takes away, I'm not exactly sure what the actual number is, but it takes away from the spell that's on cooldown, and you'll see that in a moment here. So basically what you need to do is maintain your 5 stacks of electrified, and then every time you're at 5 stacks of electrified, or you're getting done channeling a Lightning Storm or a Perfect Storm, you want to use your Lightning Field to consume them, and then they'll build back up again using another ability, then consume them, and then that'll allow you to get more Perfect Storms and more Macro Storm. I'll call it the Storm Macro. You get more Storm Macros faster, basically. So it's freaking awesome, and that also applies to the Cyclone, and it applies to Raging Storm. So it's really cool. I mean, I didn't know this when I first made the spec, but I found out and I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. So we're gonna buff up here. We're gonna show you a little bit of a rotation. Now, what you can do to start is use your Static Flux, and to start, use a Lightning Arc. Consume them, put up a perfect storm. Oh, look at me, I fuck up my own rotation. Make sure you get Storm Locust and Living Storm up. Consume them, then go make sure you keep your static flux up, but put up your other macro. Consume the charges, use Raging Storm. Once that's all through, consume the charges. Now, this is off cooldown already, so you can go ahead and bust that out. Watch here. Hit number 7, there goes part of the cooldown. Use static flux, hit it again, there goes more of it. Now you can use this macro again. It's just freaking endless. Now I want you to take a look at the DPS meter. 90 freaking K. It's absolutely insane, guys. 95K. I mean, come on, this is over a minute. So then you can see the other two, you really don't need to use, you don't really need to use Fork Lightning at all. It's not really, they're not really used at all. They're just there to start the fight with, and that's about it. So as long as you're refreshing your Storm Locust when you need to, and cycling through your Perfect Storm, Eye of the Storm, and Raging Storm, there's no reason why this spec shouldn't pull the numbers it's doing. And this is actually my best parse with it so far, actually, for the video. So, hey, there we go. Alright, so I hope you guys can learn this spec with ease. It's pretty easy. It's very easy for what it is. So, with that being said, now you have a spec at your hands that you can just obliterate trash pulls with in a raid. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. Thank you again, 91 Extreme. We will see you next time for another Mage guide. Next one, haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but there will be probably about 4 or 5 more. So, alright. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate it.